Good morning and welcome to War Thunder. This is Old Dead Man. Today we're going into a BTD-1 battle, an ARB battle. This is very unusual for me, and I would say that it is not indicative of typical results. The BTD-1 was a dive bomber that never actually saw frontline service. It was issued out, but it didn't make it by the end of World War II. And I'm going after a task where I've got to kill bombers. This is the last bomber I need to kill out of 10 for the special task. And this BV-238, usually a tough nut to crack. But he is busy bombing, and I am busy lighting him up with my 20mm cannons. Now, he does spend his time trying to use his gunners to take out my team, so he doesn't give up easy. And this Ju-87, his only mistake was the fact that he was too focused on his target. I didn't realize I'd blown his rudder off, though, so when I overshot, I thought for sure I was dead because he should have been able to roll in on my 6 instead. But since his rudder's shot off, he's kind of fighting on his on very restricted terms. I come in for another pass. And I would say normally that my gunnery is terrible, but if you watch, you'll see my shots are so close to this guy. If he had a haircut, I was parting it. Over, under, over, under. And at this point is when I realize this HE-219 has got his eyeballs on me. So I look at the Ju-87 and I'm trying to make sure I'm not between them, and I blow my flap off. Never a good plan. And here's the HE-219. I managed to maneuver under his guns. And now I've got to try and pull it around. I am going way too fast, however. The BTD handles like a bus normally. But you add speed to that factor, it's like a bus with the brakes removed, and the steering wheel removed, and the steering column removed in two. It's impossible to maneuver. So I pop the air brakes, drop a lot of that speed, and I pull in on his 6 instead. These shots go just a little bit behind. Now I can't pop my flaps to keep ahead of him, so I'm having to use every maneuvering trick in the book. As that HE-219, technically, even at these speeds, should be able to outturn me. But I managed to pull that lead just right with a little dip of the wing and rip his wing off. Now I'm fast forwarding the non-important sections of this battle. It's just, there's no point in me being, of you guys watching all 17 or 20 minutes of this battle. So, here's 8 times speed. By the way, that Ju-87 that I initially attacked, I'm calling him the luckiest unlucky guy, because while he got away from me because his buddy took me on, later on he crashes into an AI aircraft. So he was lucky to get away from me and unlucky because he, crashed. Now I'm up to 2 kills already. I'm still carrying my 2,000-pound bomb. And I'm saying to myself, we got some work to do. We have a minimum amount of players left. And when I looked at the scoreboard later, pretty much half the team had died without anybody shooting them down. So it might be interesting at some point in time to go through the activities, the battle activities on this. Now, I am hesitant to even imply that this is a dogfight initially, because he's flying straight and level. He's not paying attention. He's not looking around. And it takes him quite a bit when I light him up to actually react and start turning. Of course, I did not do vital damage. And again, my guns were on. Literally, they're going above him, below him, above him, below him. So I'm not blaming my gunnery this time. I'd sure like to know what's going on though. These 20mm cannons aren't really doing the business very well. So I pop the air brake, bring the plane around, and I'm just barely pulling lead on him. And it's going to turn into a head-on, except for my shots take out his tail. So that's a C-202 down. I go ahead and drop my 2,000-pound bomb, which, considering I was fighting a fighter, I probably should have done sooner. But 2,000-pound bomb away. Might as well get me them points. So I turn over this way, and I see that Ju-87, and I'm like, that lucky guy. I'm going to take him down. But there's also that Focke-Wulf 190. Ju-87 crashes, so I focus entirely on going for the 190. Now, he is entirely focused on attacking this Wellington. And so, even though he knows I'm there, and I know he does because he looks at me several times, like right here, he has decided that I am not enough of a threat for him to not go after and finish off the bomber. So I roll in, a few shots, dead meat. Took his wing clean off. And that's basically the match. The BTD is not designed to be a fighter. And the truth is that in most cases, the planes that took me on underestimated it. With good reason, because it does not maneuver at speed. You have to drop the speed to get any maneuverability, and even then, it handles like a brick. Here's the final score tally. We got 4 kills for me, and I was top of the leaderboard. The enemy team. Here's their scoreboard right here. And that lucky Ju-87 was top of their team over there. Again, people died and nobody shot them down. You know, this is a weird match. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, and see you on the battlefields of War Thunder.